But yeah, it's good to be with you. My name is Scott. I am a yoga instructor with Santosha School here in Eastern Washington. And every Thursday I've been doing these learning and uplifting song. Very simple, teaching very simple guitar chords, very simple piano chords, and then a simple drumming pattern. So that you guys can take those and play them in your communities, whether that's just in your household or if you're going and teaching yoga and wanting to add in some meditation practices. They say that singing is the quickest way to God in that sense. And so we are going to learn Beat on My Vision today. It's a Christian hymn that originated in Scotland, I think. Maybe Ireland. Anyway, it's a Celtic hymn. And yeah, it's very popular in the Christian church. So we're going to learn that today. We've been kind of alternating between like popular songs, Christian songs, Sanskrit mantras, and then cultural pieces. So Beat on My Vision is today. I'm going to have Teddy come in with me and join me. And we'll sing through it a few times first, and then we'll break it down for you guys so that you guys can learn whatever you'd like. Yeah, go ahead and come in. Sure. Okay, here we go. And we're just going to do the first verse. All right. So there we go. That's Be Thou My Vision. As you notice, the English is very kind of old sounding, lots of these, thous, and thys. So just a brief explanation. You can probably infer it yourself, but I figured we may as well go through it. Be thou my vision, Lord of my heart. That's pretty self-explanatory. Lord, be my vision. Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Basically, I only want you to be in my heart. I only want you to be my vision, nothing else. Thou my best thought, by day or by night. You are my best thought, all day, all night. Waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Waking or sleeping, you are my light, the thing that guides me. So, there we go. That's a basic breakdown. If you want to look up the lyrics to the song, the other verses are quite wonderful as well. And I feel like this song is very versatile to all faith paths, to all spiritual paths. So that's partially why I chose this song today. But yeah, so we are going to learn the drum part first. And Teddy and I were kind of having a hard time figuring out a pattern because there's lots of syncopation, which means kind of in between the beats. That makes this really cool. That can make a lot of really neat drumming patterns for this song. This is in 3/4, so that means there's 3 beats in every measure. And the basic patterns that we've been learning in the past have been doing 1, 2, 3. So you're just keeping the downbeat each time. So you're playing as if you were counting 1, 2, 3. So your dominant hand is going to be keeping the 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And what we had been doing before was just adding in our non-dominant hand, keeping the opposite, the in-between beat, if you will. So when we're counting, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. But this week we're going to learn something a little bit different. There's more than just one in-between beat. So what we learned here in technical terms is 8 notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and. But today we're going to learn what's called 16th notes, which means there are 4 beats, or 4 notes, or hits, if you will, on the drum, within every single downbeat, which is the 1, 2, 3. So to count 16th notes, we say 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. So what that sounds like is. So that's how 16th notes sound. Okay, and we're going to slow it down, break it down a little bit here. So basically what we're doing is we are keeping our non-dominant hand on the edge of the drum, okay? And then our center hand, or our dominant hand, is going to be on the center of the drum. So that is going to be going, that's its primary job, is hitting 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what we are going to do is we are going to add in the 4 beats now. So with our non-dominant hand starting first, with our dominant hand starting first in the center, we're going to go 1, E, and So 1, E, and 1, E, and So accent the 1, and then everything else is softer. 1, E, and Okay? Then we're going to move to the rim, 2 E, and we're going to come into the center as well. 2 E, and So together that's going to be 1 E, and 2 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and So this hand can stay in the center the entire time. 1 E, and 2 E, and 1 And you guys can keep practicing this as we learn the other parts. Now we're going to add in 3. So 3 is going to be hitting the rhythm, 3 and up. Okay? And basically keep your hand in the spot that it hits the accented note. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. So we're starting off pretty slow. Oops. That's about where we need to get. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought, by day or by night. Waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Okay, now for those of you who are experienced drummers, I want to add in something a little bit different here. So what we're going to do instead of hitting the downbeat in the center each time is we're actually going to hit 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2, 3 and 1 E and 3, 1 up, 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 3. All right, so it's 1 E and 3, 1 E and 3. Okay, so for experienced drummers, you can keep on practicing. Anyone else, if you want to try it, you can. It is a little complicated, but that's probably my favorite beat to play with this. If you want to simplify it or modify it, you can literally just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a modification. Keep on practicing. I'm going to move on to guitar now. And if you have any questions, feel free to add that into the comments, and I will try and address that at the end. So, moving into guitar, I don't know if you remember from a previous week, but we did a key called drop D, okay? And basically, in your standard tuning, you're going to tune your 6th string E down a whole step down to D. And that's drop D, okay? Kind of makes sense, right? You're just dropping down to a D. Okay? And what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you all 2-fingered chords, okay? So that we can play this entire song with, okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a D chord. So if you know how to play D, you know, you can play that. But we're actually going to be playing a D2, okay? So it's going to be your index finger in fret 2 on string number 3, right here. And then your ring finger in fret 3 on string number 2. So that's how it should sound. Okay? And we're going to hold that for 6 beats. Be thou my vision, oh. Okay? And now all we're going to do is we're going to move our index finger up to string number 5 in fret number 2. this is a sort of strange inversion of a G chord. And we're going to play that for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, and back to the D. So move your index finger back down to string number 3 for another 3 beats. So let's try just that first line. Ready? 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. Ready? 1, 2, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 1, 2, 3. Back to D. 2, 3. All right. So now we're going to take our index finger and our middle finger on strings 3 and 4 in fret 2. So I set my index on string 4, my middle finger on string 3. Okay, and that's your A chord. This is actually an A2 for people who know guitar chords. Okay, then we're going to hold that for 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then we're going to go back to the G chord. So we move up our index finger 1, and then we set down our ring finger in the 3rd fret on string 2. 2, 3, and back to A2 for 3. So let's try just that second line, not be all else. Ready? 1, 2, and go. A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 1, 2, 3. A. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So kind of the same pattern as the first line, just slightly different chords there. Okay. And now we have G for another 6 beats. 2, down to D. So again, moving just the index finger down to string number 3. 2, 3, back to G. 2, 3. Okay. If you notice, the pattern here is 6, 3, 3, 6, 3, 3 on every single line. So then the last line is just like the first. Waking or sleeping, G, and back to D. So let's try it really slow from the very beginning. Here we go. 1, 2, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2, 3. A. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 1, 2, 3. Back to A. 2, 3. G. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D. 1, 2, 3. Back to G. 2, 3. D. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 2, 3. D. 2, 3. Let's try it one more time all the way through, and I'm going to sing it. Here we go. 1, 2, and go. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought, thy day or my night. Waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Alrighty. So there there's the guitar chords. Feel free to keep practicing with us as we learn the piano part. I'm going to move the camera here. And if you have any questions about the guitar part, feel free to post those now. And I will try and get to that in just a little bit. Okay. We're not learning Nocturne in C# minor. Just move that. Okay, here we go. All right. So we're starting off with a D, and what I'm going to do here is we're going to learn two-fingered chords again. So here's our D, okay? And we're actually just going to play a D5, so that's the D and its fifth, which is an A. But we're going to play it down on the bottom. Okay? So again, 6, 3, 3. So we're going to hit this for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now we're going to move our thumb, or our lower finger, down to G for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. And back up to A for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. So there's our first line. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Okay? Then we're going to move our top finger up to an E. So now we're just holding a fifth on A. So this is an A5 chord. A and its fifth. Not be all else to me. Okay? Then we have to go back down to a G. So we move both fingers down a white key for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. And back up for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. So let's try those 2 lines together. Okay? So D and an A. Ready? 1, 2, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower finger down. 2, 3, and back up. Now we're moving our top finger up. 3, 4, 5, 6. Down a white key. And back up a white key. Okay, how'd you do? Let's go ahead and move on. So now we go back down to a G. So everything down one white key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we move up to a D chord. So the D and the A. 1, 2, 3, and back to G. 2, 3. Then the last is the same as the first line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move down the bottom for 3, and back up for 3. So let's try those. Well, let's just try the whole thing all together. Here we go. 1, 2, and go. D. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 1, 2, 3, and back to D. 2, 3. A. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything down to G. 2, 3. Back up to A. Back down to G. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D. 1, 2, 3. G. 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 1, 2, 3. D. Let's try it again. Here we go. 1, piano part. And now we are going to practice everything all together. So let me get the camera back in position for that. If you have questions about the piano part, feel free to post those now. And all right, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to play the piano part. Sorry, I'm going to play the guitar part. Teddy, did you want to come join again?
Yes.
And Teddy, let's have you do, I don't know, the drum part? Or do you want to do the piano part?
I don't mind.
It's up to you. You pick.
It's a piano.
Okay, she's going to do piano. Woohoo! Alrighty. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. D. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 2, 3, D. 2, 3, A. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 2, 3, A. 2, 3, back to G. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D. 2, 3, G. 2, 3, D. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G. 2, 3, D. Let's try it again with singing. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought, thy day or my night. Waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart. Not be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought, by day or by night. Waking or sleeping, thy presence my life. Alrighty, there we go. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me and getting to learn this song with me. It's one of my favorite songs. Actually, me and Teddy played this song during our wedding, so that's pretty cool. Brings back a lot of good memories. Yeah, so feel free right now to post song suggestions for future weeks in the comments. I'll be checking back in throughout the week just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But again, we'll be doing this every Thursday, at least through July, and maybe into August as well. But it's always a pleasure. I hope that you had fun. I hope that it was easy to follow. We threw in some interesting stuff with the drum this time. I'd like, if possible, to be able to build off of what we learned previous weeks, but of course there'll always be modifications that you can do to make things a little bit easier. But hopefully, if you've been tracking along with me, you'll be able to build off of the beats that we've learned in previous weeks. So I just said that. But thank you again for joining me. Let me see if there's any questions or